right. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
We're waiting
We
for Chuck.
are,
I'm
yeah,
sorry. Go ahead.
no, yeah. Chuck was here, and then all of a sudden, his computer decided you're due for an update, and just shut down on him. So we're waiting for that update to be finished.
I like to think Chuck was actually getting the update, not his computer.
That's kind of the update on the update, I guess. At this point, when you think about it, it's
Yeah.
very meta at this point.
Yeah. His
Um,
computer's telling him, you need an update.
and what I am doing behind the scenes here is, as you know, I have a long running, not my choice, a long running series about the battle for Paramount Mountain. And a couple of articles just came out within the past few hours about some more things, and I'm trying to incorporate them into the report that I'll give as part of tonight's episode. So while Chuck is rebooting and
Rebooting.
updating himself,
Yeah.
I am updating things as well. So, Craig, you have to come up with something to update, apparently.
Uh, okay. Give me a couple minutes. I got a lot of things here I can update.
Just don't have it involve shutting your computer off. That's
Yeah.
the key thing.
Right.
Okay, so we are.
So, wasn't it this week? Was it the 35th and the 30th anniversary of Star Trek Five?
I think so, because it was the. Well, no, start was it? Because Star Trek 3 had its 40th, and that came out in obviously 84.
I'm sorry, 35. Be
Yeah,
35 years.
yeah, yeah. Because I was
Yeah.
going to say, I think Star Trek 5 came out in 89, right?
Yeah. Now, did you walk out of that movie going, "What did I just see?"
Yes, yes, I did. I mean, we've rehashed this many a time,
Sure.
but the biggest thing to me is that it's good to know the behind the scenes stories. It's good to know why certain things the way they were. But when I'm in a theater sitting down to watch the show, the movie, and the visual effects are underwhelming, and just things are not going according to plan, or just I have to take that at face value.
Yeah.
And
Um,
you've gone dark. There we go.
yeah. Yeah, I liked actually at the when I remember sitting in the theater and that opening scene where they're on the desert planet and you see the guy look, I guess he's just in the desert, and then you see somebody riding toward him like, "Oh, this looks very cinematic," because it kind of did at the
Hmm.
first, and that was the end of the cinematics. They blew
Yeah,
their budget on the desert scene.
it kind of was open like Lawrence of Arabia and ended up like Larry the Cable Guy. Just
Yeah. Yeah,
don't know.
that's right. Cybok shows up and says, "Get her done." I'm curious. They tease Cybok in Strange New Worlds. So I'm curious to see how that will play out. If they
Yeah,
play
I
out.
mean, I don't know if that was just a punchline for the episode or whether that is going to come back, because again, you kind of push and pull at what people know, and really nobody knew about this half brother.
Yeah. Well, they better not have Kirk on Pike's Enterprise when Cybok shows up.
Well, he's already been there with Gorn,
Yeah.
so that's.
Oh, that's true.
But
So I'm not,
yeah,
not sure how they play that out.
maybe the Gorn will just say, "Oh, just kidding. Here's what we really look like," and they'll rip off their thing. They look like the TOS Gorn.
We'll get another musical episode on Vulcan with Spock and his family and talk about how they're torn apart.
One of the articles that I have in here is about that Paramount submitted 71 nominations for the Emmys for
Right?
the various
Wow.
iterations of Star Trek. And they had choreography as one of the things, and they listed three songs One of which was "I'm ready," which is
Yep.
in the bar.
That's a good
One
one.
of which is the ending piece, but the third one is when number one is speaking with Kirk, and they have the little dance in the hallway,
Hmm.
doing like a
Oh yeah,
waltz.
yeah.
That was the third one, and I'm thinking,
Okay.
well, maybe there were only 3 dance numbers because Spock's is not a dance number. Uhura's solo one in engineering is not a dance number. Um, um, Lon's is not a dance number. So maybe that's because those were the dance numbers in it.
Yeah, that Lons is probably the closest one in recorders besides the one you talked about.
But you just kind of go like going to the drawer, then
Yeah, I
going
know.
back
I'm
to
not, yeah, that's what I'm saying. She kind of falls. I mean, there's not much to it. But yeah, that's the closest one I could think of. I know I've watched that episode several times now. I can't
we've
think
got,
of.
and we have listener Diane is here.
Hello, Diane.
Oh, suddenly,
Good evening.
alrighty here.
I hate it when I got this little bit of a cold. It's just annoying.
That's right. Have a big cold like everybody else.
I know. I got a friend that's got him and his wife are going on 3 weeks. I'm like, at what point do you go, when is this going to end? You know?
Well, maybe it's allergies. I don't know.
I thought it was allergies at first, but for me, but I don't think that's the case.
So is Chuck updating the entire system? Is it giving him a new monitor as well?
He's upgrading the entire internet.
Oh, well, I could use that. I would appreciate that. That would be
Yeah.
good. Let's see. I can actually tippy type a few more things. People can hear my clickety clack keyboard as I go to put a few more things in here. Let's see. All right, I can do that. Oh, this is a message from Chuck.
7 minutes remaining.
See, I think it's like saying, "Oh, this is a complete mess. I can't work with this. I'm going to start over from scratch."
I remember at work, my old job, the IT group had some loaner laptops they would give out to people that needed them when they go to like a meeting. And that's all well and fine, but a couple of times Windows would say, "Hey, we got a software update right in the middle of the meeting." It's like, that's not good.
Now, when Windows is updating, and I'm not sure what the type of computer Chuck is actually using, I'll get an alert saying it's going to update outside of normal hours, and I can specify what those hours are, and it will just say,
Well,
you can either restart now or do it then.
Yeah, he's got a Mac just like I do, and it comes up and it says there's an update. So you have to actually initiate it, or you can dismiss it, and it'll say you want to try again later tonight. But
so when Chuck does show up, I expect that everything will go perfectly because he's got a fresh new system going there.
Now there has been a time I saw an update and I went, no, I just tried to dismiss it, and I clicked OK, and it started. I was like, no, that's not what I wanted.
And listener Dan has a solution to Kirk being around. If Sybok shows up, Kirk will just have to be in the bathroom with Chekhov.
Scotty's over there working on the door to unlock it or to unstick it, and Kirk's stuck in the bathroom. There you go. So they're both occupied.
Can it work with this?
Yeah. Scotty, give me 5 minutes before you open this door.
Maybe 10. Chuck says I used to
Pass me a
schedule
pad
those.
while you're at it.
I usually schedule those for the middle of the night. Yes, that's a good plan. A good plan.
Hey, I wonder what happens like on the Enterprise whenever they get software updates.
Hopefully it gives them some sort of notice they can pull into like a space dock someplace. If it all doesn't just happens.
This ship starts just drifting sideways because there's an update going on.
Okay, almost there, almost there. And the progress bar just starts to crawl.
Yeah,
No.
I can see the progress bar on the main viewer.
Just as Klingon ships are coming into view.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Or Picard's about to start a negotiation and all of a sudden there's an update. Screen goes blank.
All right, well, Chuck is here ranting in our chat about updates and blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah.
So we have one of the things we'll be talking about tonight is something that we encouraged listener participation in, and we have several things in here. We're doing a segment where we're essentially programming Starfleet Academy's curriculum. And we asked people to submit. I posted on Facebook and on X about it, and we got several different suggestions in here. So we're going to go through like year by year, what we think the cadets should be having as their courses.
Right.
And so I have some, Chuck has some, Craig has some. We haven't heard each other, so there might be some duplicates in there, as well as duplicates.
I got 2 bonus ones. I'll throw one out there just because I'm not going to use it.
Okay.
Universal translator malfunctions, improv and adaptation.
Man trapped in box. I mean,
Techniques for communicating when the universal translator goes awry. Emphasis on mime, charades, and creative problem solving.
Yeah, I think we've posed a question before. Does the universal translator translate mime? And I don't know if we ever came to a conclusion on that.
That's a good one. I'm not sure about that.
My hope is no, because I don't want to know.
How about the art of the Picard maneuver?
I think we've got something similar to that in there. Yes, we do. So
where he's the snug on this uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll stop spoiling any. Come on, Chuck.
I wish we could see the progress. Just see the progress bar. It would help us an awful lot. If you just
I told him to get out and push.
Yeah, really. You should just do one of those, like put a pipe and then an XXX and then a bunch of spaces pipe, and that shows how far along the progress bar is.
Yeah.
2 minutes remaining, people. I feel
right.
like you should go to the snack bar now. We only 2 minutes remaining.
That's right.
Now, a question is, anybody here watching on Facebook?
If you put your mouse over where the viewers, where it says viewers, where it says live at the top, and you see the little eye, and it says 2.
Yeah, but this is so small, I can't tell what it's saying.
That small? It says 2 are on YouTube.
Okay.
Probably one of them's Chuck.
Probably.
Great. Yeah, if you mouse over that, if you mouse over the eye, little eye icon there, it shows you where they're at.
Okay. Well, it can't be Chuck, because that would mean he's online and he should be here.
Well, he commented. There is. I mean,
that's true, but he might be commenting on his phone or something.
Starfleet Protocol. All right, I'm gonna take a nap. Just wake me up when he gets here.
Yeah, I don't know. So I should have had. I don't know how long ago he said 2 minutes. It's like going to a store and seeing the back in 5 minutes sign. But when did you put that sign up?
All right, 2 minutes are up. Actually, if you mouse over the message, it tells you when he sent it. So, he's on his phone.
9:44. Yeah. Well, I got a couple more seconds.
Chuck's in the bathroom with Kirk.
Yeah. We don't want to see Cybok. Well, I don't blame you. That's I understand that. the whole issue about the whole thing about Cybot came up because Larry Nemechek, friend of the show, Larry Nemechek, has had Lawrence Luckenbill on his Trek Files podcast, and he's going to have him back on again. And Larry also does a live on YouTube and Twitch show Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern,
Okay.
US, and he's going to have Lawrence Luckenbill on that show as well. I'm assuming it's a new book that he's put out because he basically has put out his autobiography. And
Is that Larry Nemechek's Trekland?
yes,
channel?
Trekland Live. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna subscribe to that because I didn't know he was doing that.
So he does talk an awful lot about, association with Trek, in actually more than one sense when you think about it, because he's married to Lucille Ball's daughter. So
Yeah, that was in the podcast. Larry said, Lawrence.
Yeah, I was
said,
going to say you have the two Larrys here.
Yeah,
The two Larry
Lawrence,
problem.
Yeah, Lawrence was talking about how he wasn't too familiar with all the I Love Lucy stuff, and then Larry goes, "Oh yeah, because of that connection." And I went, "Is he married to somebody?" Yeah, and I didn't realize he was married to Lucy.
And I remembered
sorry,
it being a long time, and Craig looked it up, and yeah, they got married in 1980.
Yeah. Now I don't know if I can't remember if we're going to talk about it here. We're talking about the Star Wars, Star Trek shuttles.
It got cut, but you can mention it. We can mention it during the intro part.
Okay.
Some time, but you can.
Wasn't that fun to watch?
It was. I was looking to see if they had the gallery.
I know. I commented on the video and said, "Hey, where can I find the gallery?"
Because I went to Wonderfest, and Wonderfest did have a gallery, but it didn't include that stuff. So I think it was the main gallery of
Lawrence Luckenbill was going to start a show called I Love Lucy's Daughter.
Yes. You're late to the party on the Lawrence Luckenbill.
I've been keeping track of it. I was the other viewer on YouTube.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah. Right. The orders came down from Starfleet Command that I had to do an upgrade immediately. No choice.
Look, I apologize ahead of time. I got a little bit of a cold, so if I'm trying to read something and
you suck at reading anyway. There's no need to apologize.
Thanks. I may pass off to one of you guys, just letting you know. Heads up. If that's okay.
With pleasure.
Okay, I don't think I can copy. Diana's given us one for the
money
our main mission. Can I copy that to put into the notes?
Ready and go, let's go. Don't you?
Well, on my blue. Let's just go back to that when we get there.
Okay.
Oh, even Donna. Did you get Donna's?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we were discussing them in the airport yesterday.
Congratulations to your sister.
Yes.
Thank you.
Perfect timing. You got to see your dad for Father's Day.
Yeah. And a day after his birthday.
Oh, is it right before Father's Day?
Wednesday was his birthday. Saturday was the wedding. Sunday was Father's Day.
Monday was Monday. Yeah.
Fly Day.
All right, we about ready to get this show on the road.
I am.
Yeah.
Where you guys been?
What?
Right.
Oh, quick question. Since we're doing it on Wednesday, we're still putting it on Friday because I got Friday's date in here. I'm assuming we are.
Okay. A spare day.
Unless y'all say something different, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Why weren't we recording tomorrow night?
Because I have something. I'm going to a Father's Day event tomorrow night.
Okay.
You know, Father's Day was last week, right?
I know, but I can't change the date of this thing to coincide with the convenience. All right. So I will wait for your signal, Chuck.
Okay. Let's get this chicken started. Ready? Let's make sure the sound effects work. Okay, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. There. Everything important is ready to go. Here we go.
This is The Topic is Trek, episode 161 for Friday, June 21st, 2024. Coming up in this episode, it's awards time. Yes, again. Terry Matalas is one busy guy. We have plans for Starfleet Academy. All that and more right now on The Topic is Trek. Stuck between binary black holes and an interspatial rift. Welcome to The Topic is Trek, the podcast that runs on impulse power. Join us for a journey where no show has gone before. If it has to do with Star Trek, there's a good chance we'll talk about it sooner or later, because on this show, the topic is Trek. Engage already. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another thrill-packed episode of The Topic is Trek. I'm Clinton, one of your co-hosts here on the show. And as I like to say, because it makes a lot of sense. Why I'm saying it then, I don't know. But in order to be a co-host, you have to have other hosts. So first of all, beaming him to join us from parts unknown with the hip new catchphrase that all the kids will be talking about, maybe in the 32nd century, is Mr. Craig Stepp.
School's out for summer.
That's timely. I'll admit that, but it goes against kind of the theme of what we're going to be doing tonight. So
Oh,
I'm
well,
not quite sure about that.
well, that's when Starfleet Academy's back in session in the fall. You know,
Ah.
then you can say school's back in.
Okay. I work on another one, just as a backup for next week, maybe.
All right, I'll do that.
And also beaming in to join us from other parts unknown is, and in the French system is Mr. Chuck Tomasi.
Your title of the show had me singing Steelers Wheel in my head. Rest
Yeah.
to the rest left of me, black holes to the right. Here I am.
Yeah, me
Stuck
too.
in the middle with you.
Well, I was thinking about this episode. It's kind of in a weird spot because we just finished Discovery, and next episode we'll be talking about Prodigy. And so at the end of one series, you've got this binary black hole. In the beginning of the next series, you're talking about the follow-up on this interspatial rift. So we're kind of caught in between there in the Lagrange point of Trek on the interwebs.
Wow, good on you for knowing what a Lagrange point is, or at least the word.
And a belated happy Captain Picard Day
Yeah,
to both of you.
and same to you, Clinton.
I have the whole deck of Picards.
No.
All 52.
I'm playing with a full deck. That's more than I can say to some people.
I don't think so. I think there's a couple missing. Craig, you wanted to quickly mention a video you actually shared with us the other day.
Yeah. So Adam Savage, from the Mythbusters, he's got a channel on YouTube and a website called Tested. And on his YouTube channel, he had Norman Chan, who's one of the people on the Tested channel, went to WonderCon, which I think, what did it say, Tennessee, I think, or Kansas?
I think it was WonderFest.
WonderCon. Wonderfest.
Wonderbar.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's a
He
model.
wondered where he went. There we go. That's good.
Yeah, so it's like a model making festival. And they had this really cool contest that they made among the people that were participating in or coming to the con, and where they took the Galileo from the Enterprise, the original one, and mashed it up with Star Wars, or really any not just Star Wars, but any franchise that you wanted to mash it up with. So people took the model and doctored them up. Some of them look like Battlestar Galactica. Some of them look like Ghostbusters. One of my favorite off the wall ones was the Gilligan Island one. It had the bamboo with little strings and
Yeah, and some real
Looking
random
at
ones. Like
headlights.
there was a Herbie one. you know,
yes, I wanted to see that one up close.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
kind of in the background of one of the shots. They had one that was done up with the fur on it, like Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, like yes, I laughed. I had to stop the video when I saw that. Oh, that was hilarious.
And there was stakes involved apparently with it because the grand prize was going to be a signature. What was it? A Boba Fett helmet, I think.
Cool.
Oh,
And
yeah.
as well as the fact that John Ives was going to be the one who was judging the contest. You know, Star Trek starship designer extraordinaire.
Yeah.
So that was an extra bonus as well. So we do have it in the links in the episode, so you can find the video there in all the
It's
hundreds.
worth watching. Did you see it, Chuck?
No, I haven't.
Oh, they had like another really good one. Was it had of course, the shuttle in the middle, and it was the Emperor's or Darth Vader's shuttle from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Had the wings hanging off of it and the big spire.
What was weirder, well,
was
not weirder,
fantastic.
but somebody, and apparently not one of the contestants, knowing that this was going to be what they were doing, they built a shuttle bay on the Enterprise that, like, the entire structure of the outside and the entire interior that was to the same scale, so everybody could put their shuttle inside the shuttle bay to have a picture of it in there.
I know. I was asking. They said, "Oh, we'll put a gallery up." I'm like, "I want to see this gallery." So I made a comment, and some other people were seconding my comment.
And those are the kind of people I hate, though, that go, well, you know, I know you were doing these shuttle things, so I just decided to make this hangar bay.
Yeah,
It's perfectly the right size. It's illuminated on the inside, and
Was
there's
it-
all the signing and
that in itself was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was like just the tubular section of the Enterprise didn't have the nacelles or anything, but the doors were open, and it looked like a detailed, launch bay, so where you could just stick them in there. It was great. You should go
Well,
watch that, Chuck. You'd
enough about
appreciate it.
news.
Look for it.
It's time to do news. So, in order to do that, to start Subspace Chatter, I have to check with Charlie, and I remind people, we never know which Charlie we're going to get, because now we have nice mirror Charlie, and then we just have plain old Charlie X. So, Charlie, are we okay to start Subspace Chatter?
You don't need all that subspace chatter.
Oh,
Gina.
wrong Charlie for us. Grr. Well, too bad, Charlie. We're going anyway, and Craig is going to kick things off.
All right. So during the June 9th Peabody Awards, the entire Star Trek franchise was awarded the prestigious Peabody Institutional Award. The award is presented to recognize an organization or a long-running television program that has made an indelible. There you go. I'm just making fun of Chuck because he was making fun of me earlier. Indelible mark on the American broadcasting landscape, with over a dozen series and 13 movies, as well as comic books, novels, video games, and more. There is no doubt that our favorite franchise fits this definition.
Cool.
And the award was presented by J.J. Abrams and accepted on behalf of the entire franchise by current Trek overseer Alex Kurtzman. But Kurtzman was not alone. Sharing the
No.
stage were representatives from nearly every single iteration of Trek. Actors included Sir Patrick Stewart, LeVar Burton, Jerry Ryan, Scott Bakula, Doug Jones, Wilson Cruz, Tawny Newsome, Sam Richardson, Anson Mount, Rebecca Romaine, and Ethan Peck. And yes, we did put those in order of their very first on-screen appearance. That's just the way we are.
Very nice.
As well as behind-the-scenes luminaries Akiva Goldsman, Henry Alonzo Myers, Michelle Paradise, Olatunde Onsunsamni, Noga Lenu, Jerry Lumet, is that Jerry? I think it's Terry, and Terry Metalis and Trevor Roth.
And in a special moment, Kurtzman also called out a member of the audience. Joe Trimble. Joe, along with her late husband, John, spearheaded the massive letter writing campaign to save the original series from cancellation way back in the late 60s. Without Joe,
Bijo.
Bijo.
Bijo, yeah.
All right. I thought it was like Djibouti, where the silent D.
Yeah, Silent B.
No.
Okay. Bijo, John, and the countless letter writers, we simply would not have Star Trek franchise that we recognize. Well done, Alex. And thank you for recognizing that Trek fandom is part of the family.
Yep. Now we've only had, excuse me.
Reminder that Craig is feeling a bit under the weather, so he may mute every once in a while.
Sorry, I had an attack there. We've only had 2 official cast announcements for the upcoming Starfleet Academy series, but they have been big announcements. Previously, we reported that the Academy Award winner Holly Hunter was playing the part of the captain and chancellor of Starfleet Academy. And now we have Emmy winner and multiple Oscar nominee Paul Giamatti, who has been added to the cast. Now, Giamatti will play a part of a villain who has a sinister connection to the past of one of the cadets. And this is not this will not be a single episode appearance. Giamatti will be featured in the first season's first season's main villain. The self-confessed huge Star Trek fan, Giamatti began his career in the 1990s, being featured in movies such as Saving Private Ryan. Most recently, he starred in the film The Holdovers, which I enjoyed that, for which he received an Academy Award nomination, and Showtime drama Billions. This type of star power underlines how much of a priority Starfleet Academy has become for Paramount Plus, CBS Studios, and Kurtzman's secret hideout.
So he could call this show Billions and Billions.
You could, but Carl Sagan might just come back from the
His
dead
attorney
to
would come back from the
stop it.
grave.
Yes.
We've already reported that Star Trek Picard Season 3 showrunner Terry Matalas has been tapped
Whoa,
by...
hey, yeah, jumped right over me there.
Oh, I scrolled a little too fast.
Yeah,
Over
jumped.
to you,
Ah.
Vinton.
Oh,
There you
thank
go,
you for
Beavis.
that.
I
Thank
hate
you for
these
that
time
smooth
loop
segue.
things. Stupid tachyons.
And since we were speaking about awards, Paramount has submitted its slate of for your consideration nominees for this year's Emmys. And it's a long list. There are 71 submissions in all.
Wait.
Exactly, Eric. That is a lot of submissions. And we won't go over all of them right now, but you can check out the list in the show notes for episode 161, Between Binary Black Holes and an Interspatial Rift, over at the Topic is Trek.com. And naturally, when the Television Academy announces the official slate of nominees, we'll let you know how many of those 71 submissions made it to the final ballot.
We need shorter show titles.
Ah,
We got to go to like season 3 of Next Generation. The Gift.
yeah, we just
Yeah.
ran out of ideas.
The Kid. We won't run out of words, I promise.
That's right.
Well, as I said earlier, or you may have had your own time travel, we've already reported that Star Trek Picard Season 3 showrunner Terry Matalas has been tapped by Marvel's Kevin Feige, himself a huge Star Trek fan, to be a showrunner for an untitled Marvel television series centered on the character of the Vision. Now Matalas has been tapped to write an update of the 1985 cult sci-fi movie Enemy Mine for 20th Century Studios. Ooh, the original film, which starred Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr., was based on a novella by the sci-fi author Barry B. Longyear. No producer or director is currently on board. So, how did Matalas land this particular job? Well, it turns out his work on Picard also caught the eye of 20th Century Studios president, and you guessed it, fellow Trekker Steve Aspel. To bring it full circle, Matalas, Feige, and Aspel were together on the Trek podcast Inglorious Treksperts earlier this year, defending Star Trek III, The Search for Spock. We have a link
Wow.
to that in the show notes as well.
That's right. Now, Ego Moss, if you remember Ego Moss, they made the fantastic Starship models.
Mhm.
Ego Moss may be gone, but it looks like fanhome.com, a model and subscription kit building service, is ready to pick up the pieces. They didn't drop it on the floor, but
No,
Yeah,
you don't
literally
want to
didn't.
step on that. Don't want to
yeah,
step.
don't step on the bridge. Fanhome has just announced that three ships will be available will be the USS Titan, Captain Shaw's Constitution 3 class ship from Star Trek Picard, the USS Stargazer, Rios' Sagan class ship, speaking of Carl Sagan,
Yep.
featured in season 2 of Star Trek Picard, and the USS Farragut, the ship that a young James T. Kirk is serving on during the Strange New Worlds era, which we still don't know what it looks like.
Not the one that was blown up at Wolf 359?
No, not that one.
No,
It's
Oh,
too
wait.
much later.
The Farragut. No, that's the one that Shelby got. No, did the Farragut get away or did it get
But that would not be this same
different
ship.
one? Okay.
Yeah. So collectors can buy the ships individually for $64.99, but there are special deals for anyone who subscribes. Regular issues will be $54.99 with an extra discount for the first issue. Subscribers will also get a unique variant ship and other exclusive gifts.
Wait, if it's a variant, doesn't it belong on Loki?
Yeah, it does in the Marvel.
Crossing the streams again.
Yeah, you're crossing the streams. So each model will come up with a 16-page magazine that provides an in-universe profile of the ship and explores the design process with exclusive art and brand new interviews with the production team. The whole project will be supervised by Ben Robinson, previously of Eagle Moss, and the ships will be the same scale as the most recent Starships collection.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
It is cool. They are a little. I still think they're a little pricey, but they're cool to have sitting around.
This
Yeah.
from the guy who buys a new phone every year.
Your phone is a Starship? I'm very confused.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, now comes that part of the show. It's the Battle for Paramount Mountain, Chapter 7.
Smoke them if you got them, people.
Gonna start labeling these with chapters now.
Hey,
So
wake me
last-
up when you're done, Clinton.
Yeah, when last we left, a special committee had given the big green light to the complex plan that would see Skydance Media, along with Redbird Capital Partners and KKR Investments, buy Sherry Redstone's company, National Amusements, which just so happens to be Sherry just happens to be the national. That company happens to be the majority shareholder in Paramount Global. Then Skydance would merge with Paramount in a feat of mergers and acquisitions prestidigitation that none in Hollywood have seen before. A key element of the revised Skydance deal was a sweetening of the premium owners of Class B non-voting stock would get for their shares. So that's good. Let's see what has happened since then. Well, first, we learned that Sherry Redstone who not only owns National Amusements, but is also the non-executive head of Paramount Global's board of directors, received the fewest number of votes in the board's election, which happened at the annual shareholders meeting on June 4th. There were close to 1 million votes against her reelection to the board.
Ow.
Yeah, ouch.
That'll leave a mark.
So it looks like people were not happy with Ms. Redstone. Maybe she would do something to turn those frowns upside down. But no, Redstone gave the thumbs down to the Skydance deal, and Paramount Global stock began to take a nosedive. Redstone was apparently unhappy that the extra money earmarked for the Class B stockholders was coming out of the sum Skydance had originally allotted for the purchase of National Amusements. Ah, poor Sherry. But you're probably asking, okay, that's great, but now what? Well, if I knew, I would tell you. Skydance seems determined to stay in the fight, but every day another suitor seems to be beaming in with a different offer. For instance, media mogul Edgar Brofman Jr. is teaming up with investment firm Bain Capital to put together an offer of up to $2.5 billion to simply buy National Amusements and therefore own the majority voting stock in Paramount. Then there's producer Stephen Paul, who has assembled a group of deep-pocketed investors, also with the intent of simply buying National Amusements for de facto control of Paramount. And let's not forget that the Sony Apollo deal is still out there, as well as other considerations. Oh yeah, and Paramount's general counsel announced that she is leaving at the end of the month. Today, I was just before the show, I was reading an article, because there's always another one for me to check out, talking about, okay, so now we're in what the 3 co-executives, the office of the CEO, who were installed after they fired Bob Bakish, this plan about how to save the company. And it's going to not be a pretty thing. Because obviously, first of all, we're going to talk about layoffs happening. Then we're going to start slicing and dicing. One of the things that may happen is that the BET service, which includes the the online as well as other production facilities will probably go back on the market. It was on the market before, it got pulled, probably going to go back out again to be split off. Showtime is probably safe because they just got through wrapping that into Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus apparently is safe, but they need to really work on one of these deals that's going to be a partnership, like with Peacock, which is something we've talked about before. They could possibly sell Pluto, not the former Planet, but the actual online service.
Oh, I like Pluto.
Yeah, well, it's probably not going to happen because it's proven to be rather successful for them. So while it's still a possibility and it's going to stretch resources, hopefully they'll hold on to that. So ultimately the answer is, I don't know what's going to happen, but I can guarantee you one thing. There will be a chapter 8 next episode in this continuing saga.
Find out who bids the most quatloos.
Yeah, if it was just that simple, it would be great.
It's the worst franchise ever.
Gold press latinum or nothing.
Yeah. Let's
Like
get
I
the
said,
Ferengi in there. Well,
Sherry Redstone just wants me to keep doing this segment forever.
that's right.
All right, Chuck, what do you got?
All right, help me out with this name. Is it Jen Reese?
Yes.
We'll go with
Yeah.
that. Finally, it seemed like Jen Reese seemed an extra bit intense when he temporarily took the captain's chair during season 5 of Discovery, there's a good reason for it. The actor's wife had gone into labor, and Patrick Kwok-Chun was anxious to put in a performance worth of command. Ah, there he is on the screen.
Yeah.
But also get to the hospital as quickly as possible. Writing about his experience with CBS News, Kwok-Chun says that his wife and midwife assured him there was time. But as any dad knows, kids can't tell time.
Yes.
Especially when you're that young.
Kwok-Chun let the Discovery team know what was happening. His scenes were immediately given priority, and one assistant even whispered, "If things get too crazy at home and we haven't finished, just bail."
Yeah.
But with the help of everyone on the production team, Jen Reese assumed the center seat, a moment not lost on Kwok-Chun, and completed all of his shots.
Good.
When the first assistant director called out, "That's a wrap on Patrick. He's free to leave," the actor was off like a shot.
His
5
wife's
hours
free to
later,
birth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pod bay doors are opening.
Oh, no.
Oh my.
Yeah.
We're going to stay away from the rest of those jokes.
Yes.
Where was I when the first assistant? Oh, we all got that. 5 hours later, he was able to hold his newborn child in his arms.
That's great. Actually, he's pretty active on X, formerly known as Twitter. So I see every time I look at Star Trek stuff, he's always chiming in somewhere. So if you want to see pictures, I'm sure you can find him there.
Indeed. Indeed. And to tell you, like, you have to keep wrapping your head around the fact that Discovery finished filming a very long time ago.
Yes.
I
So what were
believe
they
his child is now 20 months old.
Okay.
All that you're going to say is about to enter college.
Yes, yeah, really. Is now got a PhD.
Signed
And,
up for Starfleet. He's a
His
captain
child.
himself.
His child successfully defended his dissertation.
all right. And in Vulcan, Alberta, Canada news, well, I don't have any specific report about the recent Spock days in Vulcan. I was able to find several pictures of the activities. And so it seems like everyone was having a good time, whether
Hey,
it was.
wait, those are from Dragon Con.
No, they're not.
They're not.
Whether it was at the free pancake breakfast sponsored by Market Street Vulcan Supermarket, the concession stands sponsored by Vulcan Storage Solutions, the slow pitch tournament sponsored by Carey Insurance Agency and Med Pharmacy, the parade sponsored by the town of Vulcan, the family fun fair sponsored by ATB Financial, or the beer garden sponsored by Wild 95.5 and B 93.3. By the way, this was the 32nd annual Spock Days. So
Sweet.
congratulations on
Hey,
that one.
By the way, I like the guy in the red uniform is stretching out like he's trying to not get grease or something on his uniform.
Well,
Don't
those uniforms.
grill
don't-
in a uniform.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
grill in a red shirt.
Learn those lessons. One thing I thought was interesting, there's a shot on screen right below the person in uniform, and it's one of the floats in the parade. Well, it wasn't the giant horses that they had two giant horses, which is like it's not a Clydesdale, but it's like a horse that size. They did not walk the particular path, but apparently other horses had walked in the parade, didn't have a sweeper behind them. So
you got to
wanna
make
be
an
look-
appearance next year, Clinton.
exactly, Eric's. It just, I don't know about that. So you want to be careful. If you go to the parade, just be careful where you step if the horses have gone
Those
by.
tribbles make a big mess.
Hey, number 2. What? No, double number 2.
Don't put on the red sauce.
All right. Now, that was a lot of stories we covered, but we have links to an additional 115 stories
Yikes.
broken up by series and movies and other categories. And I've even bothered to put in now the start and end dates of all the different series in when the movies came out, because why not? Might as well just do that too and
Yeah.
make this all encompassing. So you'll find also, including, as we mentioned, you'll find the link to that video from Adam Savage's Tested, as well as stories from a lot of different areas of the franchise. I'm surprised. Some weeks you just get all about one or two shows, and some weeks a lot of different things are in there. And this happens to be one of those weeks where there's a lot of different shows that at least have an article in there about them. And you can find those over in the show notes for episode 161. I will spare the title again over at thetopicstrek.com. All right, now comes one of my favorite parts of the show. It's when I get to say goodbye, Charlie.
I want to stay.
No, just go away.
Just go.
Just go.
You don't have
And stay out.
you don't have to go
Until
away
next-
mad. Just go away.
Until next time, when we hope we see Mirror Charlie instead. All right, now we're going to move on with an appropriate sound effect to our main mission.
That one. No, wait, I meant this one.
It seems
No,
kind of the same. I don't really.
let's just go with this one. Track
Okay.
critters are indicating no intelligent life here again.
Right.
All righty. Okay, what we're going to do this time is it's a little exercise from a mission called Let's Design a Starfleet Academy Curriculum. As we know, Starfleet Academy is going to be the next series coming out on Paramount Plus. Big names involved with it, but we're talking about the cadets here and what they're going to have to know as they go through the academy. The lessons that they learn here are going to serve them well over their entire time in Starfleet. So we have all come up with various classes that they have to take. I've come up with a list. Craig has come up with one. Chuck has come up with one. They're broken out by which year the cadet should have it. But we also threw it out to the listeners. I posted on X and I posted on Facebook saying, hey, if you've got some ideas, throw them out as well. So we are going to go through them year by year. Now, if something happened to have been submitted as it was kind of a bundle, then we'll do those all together. So we're going to start off, actually, the first one from Kyle, submitted via X, is really a 4-year course studies thing. Year 1 would be the Prime Directive. Year 2 would be evading the Prime Directive.
Subverting.
Year 3 would be cloaked Prime meddling.
Oh,
The
okay.
duck blind. Yep.
And year 4 would be the Kirk Elective.
Ah,
So that's-
Kobayashi Maru. How to
all
beat it.
bets are off
No.
at that point.
It's the double-handed punch.
How to beat the Kobayashi Maru.
All right. So those are 4 together. We're going to do now the individual years. I saw, Chuck, you were putting stuff in. Did you have those broken up by years?
Actually,
in
I have mine by years.
there? Okay. But the
Here.
one it looked like Donna's where you. put
Yeah,
them-
this is what Donna posted on mine. So there you go.
Okay. So they're split up by year now and there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll get them as we go along. All right. So let's start
Oh,
off
look right
here.
under Kyle's. I just put Donna's in there.
Right. But I have the other
Yeah,
ones
but
split
he
out
has
actually
year
by
1, 2,
year.
3, 4
Oh.
underneath.
Okay, my fault. My fault. Sorry.
Grouped
All
by
right.
person, not by year.
So let's start off with year one. I will kick it off and we'll round robin us.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll go to, and then we'll throw to
Go to
what
the
we got
guests,
from the guests. Okay.
who are
Okay, so
usually funnier than us.
I think Clinton, you got 3. I got 3 for each year. What about you, Chuck?
3 for each year?
Yeah.
Oh, I got 1 for each year.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of, it's an it was a gut class assignment, so don't worry about it. All right.
And I have a bonus just in case somebody's missing one.
All right. So for me, year one, first class, I want the cadets to make sure they have is no, the Federation is not the same thing as Starfleet. Just got to get that drilled into them right away.
Right.
They could have
All
got
right.
that by watching Prodigy.
Yes. Craig, what about you?
Okay, so year 1, we have intro to holodeck etiquette, avoiding awkward encounters with fictional characters. So this is an essential course that covers the do's and don'ts of holodeck use, including how to avoid embarrassing malfunctions, social faux pas, and unwanted romantic advances.
Why
from
do I get the
holographic
feeling
figures.
you got this from ChatGPT?
No, I wrote it all out.
All right. And what about you, Chuck? What about you, year one cadets? What are they going to learn that you think they should
Well,
know?
If they sign up for CA 110,
CA.
Culinary Arts,
Okay.
they'll take Tribbles, Kelpian, and Mugatu.
Are we talking like on
How
the
to
Mirror
prepare-
Universe
how-
Kelpian?
No.
Or okay, good, because that would be disturbing.
How to prepare them.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. All right. Year one is the first series of lectures they'll be given. Year one will be a lecture by Admiral Jean-Luc Picard, and it's appropriate for the cadets coming in. Be kind to the synthetic life forms that are with you, cadets, because you may end up being one of them yourself. So it's a lesson to learn. What about you, Craig? You've got another one for year one?
I do. Negotiating with a Ferengi 101.
Ooh.
It's an
That's a
essential course.
101 course?
Yeah.
Hard.
Students will learn how to haggle, negotiate contracts, and identify hidden clauses in the rules of acquisition.
Okay. And you don't have any others for year one, Chuck. So I'll go to my next one, which is year one, how to use the Academy's info system, LCARS Vista, now with built-in Badgie Assistant.
Of course.
Elcar's Vista.
So it's a bit tricky, you got to maneuver your way through it, but
Wow, that was a thread through a needle.
Right.
And do you have another one for year one, Craig?
Yeah, I was doing Warp Core Mechanics 101.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, they have a hands-on course experience exploring the intricacies of warp drive technology.
All right. From Donna, we have for year one students, overview of alien life 101. Very appropriate. It's
Yep.
a good thing to know. From Ken, year one, how to subvert the prime directive. A lot of people want to just get that run. I don't know if you really want to be teaching the cadets these things.
They're going to find out anyway.
Yeah.
I suppose.
You want them to find out on the street or from a teacher?
Yeah, I guess so. I learned it from you, Professor. I learned it from you.
I read Kirk's logs.
Where'd you get this tribble? I learned it from you, Dad.
All right, let's start. Craig, I'll start with you for year two. So year two, what do you want the cadets to be focusing on?
Okay, so the art of diplomacy, avoiding interstellar incidents with tribbles. So the students will learn the delicate art of negotiating with an alien species, with examples of diplomatic blunders and successes from Starfleet history. And I wrote down extra credit for successfully detribbling a simulated starship.
Well, that's why they should take the cooking course.
Yeah.
What about you, Chuck?
It's like a big muscle.
No, it's not that.
Once you shave it.
Yeah.
Year two.
For me. Well, students who take MU 220 will get music appreciation course, Klingon opera, Vulcan orchestra, and classic Zindi rock, heavily influenced by, wait for it, Adam Ant.
No Caecilian opera? Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
For me, year 2 students get a course in identifying the red shirt on your away team and what to do if it's you.
There
What
he
the hell
is.
with you?
Look left, look right. If you don't see a
Who
red,
got the red shirt? Oh crap! You know.
All right. You have another one, Craig?
I do. This is one that's going to be near and dear to Chuck's heart. Holodeck programming for dummies. You learn how to create the perfect holodeck program, whether it's a relaxing beach or a Wild West shootout or a Sherlock Holmes style mystery. And there's extra credit for designing a program that can outsmart the computer.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you get extra credit if you actually survive one of these things? I think that should be worth something.
Yeah.
Brutality and Moriarty. You
That's right.
decide.
Holodeck programming for dummies.
All right. For me, year 2, another lecture. This year it's from Admiral Catherine Janeway,
Hmm.
and it's entitled
Now,
Never
Professor Janeway.
Underestimate Coffee. It's very important. I don't know
Coffee in
that.
that nebula and in
Right.
that gaseous anomaly and in that rock over there. And
Yes.
wait, that's not a rock, that's a life form.
It's a Horta.
It's a horde.
Coffee in them, Horta.
Now, for year 2, Donna says overview of alien life 210, which makes sense because you had overview 101 and now 210. That makes sense. Lynn, posting on Facebook, said year 2 is how to keep a tight hold on your phaser during critical times.
I like that one.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it just far too many times is the whoa, like what? The way it goes.
That's when you need the 2-fist punch.
That
Yeah.
is. All right, now our cadets, they're really
Whoa, whoa,
rolling
whoa.
now.
I got one more.
Oh, you got another one. Great. Go for
Yeah,
it.
for year 2.
Yep.
Intro to Vulcan sarcasm. So the the
Oh,
course
great.
this course delves into the subtle art of Vulcan sarcasm, exploring its cultural significance, linguistic nuances, and practical applications. The students will learn to identify and deliver sarcastic remarks with the perfect Vulcan deadpan delivery.
You know, they replaced that. That replaced one of my favorites, and that was Vulcan's stand-up comedy. And practical jokes. I really wish they had kept that course.
Oh boy.
Oh, and I forgot that listener Diane had her suggestion was for year
Oh,
1.
yeah.
You want to read that one, Craig?
Yeah, here you go. I'll put it up here. Freshman year, cultural sensitivity from the 2-finger point to staying off the grass. Taught by
Yeah.
Wesley Crusher.
Yeah, he should know.
Well,
Oh.
he can't be around. He's traveling a lot.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
He
All
has
right.
his TA do it.
So now
We're up to
our
year 3.
cadets are they're starting to mature here. They're
Hey.
learning the ropes. They're
Hey, 3
getting-
years. I'll have my own starship.
We're not gonna. This is not Kirk's years at the academy. That's the
Yeah.
whole different issue.
Uh.
Okay, so Chuck, start us off with year 3. What does a cadet need to know?
Year 3. Well, this one hits a little close to home since we had a delayed start. In their course SC320, which is all about security, it's how to select a frickin' password.
And have it been more than like 3 digits or something?
I think we've heard this one from Chuck several times already. That's
All
pretty
right.
good.
Well, I'm saying that year 3, if you're a medical student, so kind of specialized here, developing disease reversing cures in under 52 minutes.
Speaking of reversing, we need a whole course in reversing the polarity.
Yeah, that is one useful skill to have.
Reversing the polarity.
Absolutely.
Shunk. Yeah.
Nobody seems to remember it. They always have to be told, try reversing the polarity.
Right.
I just want to hear some sarcastic answer or whatever. Yes, I already tried reversing the polarity.
Yeah.
Well, if they take the Vulcan sarcastic class, they can do
That's
that.
right. Yeah, exactly.
I took the Vulcan comedy class. I could say it funny.
All right. Craig, do you have another one for year 3?
All right. So we're starting off year 3 with advanced Klingon poetry and drinking songs. It's an honor, not a hangover.
I almost went with Vulcan poetry, but I thought
Oh, yeah. So this course delves into the rich tapestry of Klingon literature with a special emphasis on the art of composing rousing drinking songs that would make Worf proud.
Oh.
There you go.
Well, I feel that in year 3, you're going to have another lecture. And this one is from Admiral Michael Burnham, entitled Mutiny Can't Have Its Upsides.
Mutiny.
When to say no.
When do we
Yeah.
get the course on Klingon mating rituals?
That's
Oh.
Starfleet After Hours, I think. at
We're,
that point.
we're coming up on year 4. Still got-
Okay.
I still got
Anybody else have
3s.
Anybody else have a year 3?
Yeah. You got one, Chuck? You got another one?
I'll read Donna's. I just have one per year. So Donna's third year is Tribbles and Other Infestations. 301.
Okay, that makes sense. Craig, you had another year 3, you said?
Yeah. So red shirt survival strategies, making it past the first act.
Yes.
Captain, over there. Boom.
This course has a focus on avoiding shirt stereotypes and maximizing the chances of returning the ship in one piece.
Whatever you do, don't get turned into a cube. That's
Take the red shirt course on engineering, not the red shirt course on security.
Right.
all right. So
I got one more in case anybody else has one more. You
I've got
Corey?
one here for
Okay.
year 3. This is called The Slingshot Effect, The Butterfly Effect, and a History of the Temporal Wars. Course syllabus subject to constant, unexpected change. So it just kind of keeps shifting as they go along and students learn how to do these things.
Taught by
Right.
Daniels.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Or Kovic. Spoiler.
Yeah. Wah, wah.
Too late.
All right. I had one other one. Advanced saucer separation techniques. It's a hands-on course. Students will practice in the simulator and receive a certification upon completion.
Does it include how to land if you have in the saucer section?
Well, that's kind of a hard landing, but yeah.
Well, yeah. I guess it did land, so that is something. Okay. Carl's web via Facebook said year 3, tugging down uniforms when seated. That's a Picard maneuver right there.
That's right.
There I got one I made up earlier. Transportation. Call an Uber, for God.
Do they have Ubers in the future?
Not
It's-
in the galactic barrier.
It's paradise. They
Yeah.
must have Ubers in paradise.
Paradise.
But then somebody's going to be the Uber driver. And do they want to be the Uber driver? I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't know.
Would you want to shuttle God around? What does God need with an Uber?
Ugh. All right, now our cadets. It's about time to graduate. So year 4, I'll start us off with Kobayashi Maru. The test followed immediately by memory wipe. Because no one ever seems to know that it's a no-win scenario thing. So you must take the test and then forget it.
Right. There you go.
Oh,
All
listener Diane just put in one that was really close to one I just made up. We must be on a very, very similar wavelength. She says, year 4, how to avoid the Q and finals review RM 113A, watching the historical documents.
Yes.
Mine around Q was Q. Nobody passes.
All right. And what do you have for year 4, Craig?
All right. So alien biology and anatomy, understanding the many forms of life and love in the galaxy.
There's your Klingon mating rituals. It's
Yeah,
probably
I
one of the
so-
course. I wanted a whole course on it. You're probably cramming it into a chapter in a book.
Yeah. So the students will learn about the challenges of rewards and of interspecies relationships.
Rewards and pains.
Well, maybe you need
Well-
to take the course.
That ties in with one of mine because the year 4 lecture is by Admiral James T. Kirk. And it's entitled, Aliens Are a Lot More Friendly Than You Think.
I have one also for SL 430.
Oh boy.
The SL stands for shore leave. How to
Shore
select a Horogon.
Hmm.
Different sizes, and
Colors,
colors.
textures, shapes.
Yeah.
Donna's got one that says Gorn and other fantastical beasts.
Hmm.
401.
Kind of a Potterish
Is
version.
that I was gonna say, is that a Harry Potter spinoff?
Yes, yes, it is. She had the overview of alien life. She got the tribbles and infestation. Now she's got the fantastical beasts.
All right, I've got another one here. Year 4, design your own uniform. All submissions will be accepted.
You know, I was going to go on uniforms too. You're going to
Everyone
be
has their
buying a new
own.
uniform every year.
Yeah. But this one, every cadet just designs their own. Fine. Yeah, you can wear that. That's fine. Don't worry
Right.
about it.
Short
another one, Craig?
flip-flops.
I do. Advanced time travel theory and practice, understanding the temporal prime directive and how to break it.
Yeah.
So students will learn the basics of temporal mechanics and how to operate a time machine should the opportunity arise.
You get the Haynes manual for the temporal mechanics?
That's right.
And Ken suggests for year 4, how to accidentally kill rather than stun with a phaser.
Accidentally kill.
Yeah, you have to learn how to accidentally kill with a.
Yeah.
Suzette via Facebook says year 4, tachyon weaponry, because tachyons isn't a hand phaser. So I guess you turn your phaser into a time travel device, or you send somebody back in time, perhaps with your phaser. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Again, if you practice in class on your classmates and you've sent them someplace and you don't know how to get them back again, I think
you pass.
You pass, they don't. Yeah. And Carl said for year 4, the proper chair over leg method when sitting.
Absolutely. The
Essential.
Riker maneuver.
Absolutely. So you get the Picard maneuver and the Riker maneuver both covered.
Right.
And the same thing here. Did I miss any from you guys? Do you have any more?
I just got one last one for year
Okay.
4. So this one's, this is going to be difficult. The art of diplomacy with Vulcans. So students will practice maintaining composure and logical arguments while negotiating with classmates dressed as Vulcans. The final exam involves a high-stakes poker game against a stoic Spock impersonator.
Ooh.
Yeah. There you go.
Wow.
That's
Extra
a tough
level
school.
of difficulty thrown in there at the end.
Yeah.
Betazoid wedding organizing.
You just strip.
All right. Well, that should get a cadet up to speed on everything they need to
Prepared.
go.
Prepared for star life.
So we'll pass on this information to Alex Kurtzman and Tanya Newsom and everybody. Make sure they incorporate these into Starfleet Academy as courses that are required.
And the lower decks crew is going to be doing all the after hours stuff, like
Yeah.
Romulan ale research, Saurian brandy.
Screaming. That's a Boimler class.
Right.
Well, thank you to all the people who participated. We got a lot of responses on that one. That was fun to do. Just kind of, and well, everybody had different ideas. We had some common themes, but I think they were all separate enough that really didn't have any specific duplicates, which I thought was amazing.
Well, I didn't use the art of the Picard maneuver, but because it seems like everybody else did too. So that was a little bit of a, the one I mentioned earlier I had was, the bonus was universal translator malfunctions, improv and adaptation.
Adaptation? That's not a word. Adaptation?
Adaptation. I'm sorry.
How about
I'm thinking of the improv part. You know what they're
how about when you get to the command chair, coming up with a catchphrase to get your crew to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely top. No, that's definitely not taught by Saru, because he's bad at it. He's just
Right.
bad.
Go.
Although I guess Spock is as well. You know, I would like the ship to go now.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Just as bad.
That was pretty funny. Oh, here you go. Got one last one. Missing credits. Take the summer series in the Nexus and graduate anytime. Oh, very nice. Yeah,
And remember, it's always Christmas in the Nexus.
that's right. That's right.
Or not.
True. All right. Well, I think that just about wraps it up. Excellent job, everyone. That was a lot of fun. Next time around, we're going to be discussing Prodigy Season 2. Now, the way we're going to work this is we're going to discuss it on an episode by episode basis, but we will probably have watched the entire series by the time we record our next episode. However, we're all going to be taking our notes while we're watching and perhaps right after we've watched an episode, because the thing that I don't want to happen is I don't want us to say, well, thank goodness they do this because it pays off,
Right.
10 episodes later. Well, we don't know that if we're watching one by one.
It's like one of those reality shows where they cut in and talk to you for a while that I
Right.
absolutely abhor.
And, it was also practicality for me because there is absolutely no way I could put together articles by going to the internet after Prodigy season 2 premieres and not just be spoiled
Oh yeah.
crazy on it. So we will be reviewing them as if we have not seen the subsequent episodes, even though chances are we have, but that's the conceit that we will give on how we review the episodes. Make sense? Hopefully so.
Yes.
I think I got you.
All right. With that said, it's time to refill the dilithium chamber and try to warp on out of here. You can find me, Clinton, at Comedy Forecast, all one word with the number 4. Hopefully a new episode coming out in the next couple of days, so watch for that. And who speaks for you guys?
Chuck does.
Rock, paper, scissors. I lose again.
That's right.
All right, because Craig's got a cold. I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
You can find us by searching for Technorama Podcast, which will bring up a whole bevy of search results. So you can find us on all the social media networks or at our home site at chuckchat.com/Technorama. We do our podcast roughly on a weekly basis when we're around, family comes in and whatnot, where we talk about tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek. Have a laugh, maybe learn something. It's not our fault.
Yeah. By accident, perhaps. All right. Time to hit the theme, boys.
That one.
If you like the show, please be sure to tell a friend about it and subscribe so you never miss an episode. We'd love to hear from you. Follow us on X at The Topic is Trek, visit our Facebook page, or visit thetopicistrek.com. Until next time, on
Hey,
behalf
call
of...
the listener line.
Oh, yeah, do we have that?
It's not in the show notes, but it's there. 816 Trekker, TREKKER, just how it sounds. 816 Trekker.
Got it? All right. So thank you for reminding me about that, Chuck. I'm Clinton, thanking you for listening. And as we always say here on The Topic is Trek,
Don't put on the red
shirt. 101.
and
Wait,
call
that's
early
wrong
and call
show.
often.
I just realized the exam's tomorrow and I haven't been to class all semester.
All semester.
That's a
Yeah.
common
Aren't
college
you a
anxiety dream.
betazoid? Just cheat off of somebody else.
Pretty
Yeah.
much every person who's had a college course has that dream at some point in their adult life. It's a common anxiety dream.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to say goodbye to the live stream. Thank
Bye,
you for
live
watching.
stream. Thanks
Bye,
for
live stream.
watching.
See ya.